Gyronix.
In this lecture, we will learn how to factor algebraic expression, and this will be our topic outline. First, we will discuss what is a greatest common factor, factoring by grouping, factoring quadratics. Quadratic expressions are those expressions with degree equals 2. So when you say degree, that is the highest exponent in the expression. So for quadratics, the highest exponent is 2. And another method in factoring, which is synthetic division. This is ideal if the degree of expression is higher than 2. Let's say raised to 3, raised to 4, and so on. Okay, first is the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is the largest expression that divides each term. So for example, we are asked to factor this expression 15 plus 25x. You will think of something that can divide both of this term, and that is 5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. By the way, when I say can be divided, I'm meaning to say it can be divided evenly, in which the remainder is 0. So 15 divided by 5 is 3, and there's no remainder. Okay? So 25x can also be divided by 5, and that will give us what? 5x. So the greatest common factor of this expression is 5. So this one, the first term, actually 5 times 3, that is 15. 5 times 5x, that is 25x. And that is your factor. So this is the answer. And take note, we don't change the expression, we only factor out the expression, which means I can check if this is correct by reversing the process. So I can apply here the distributed law of multiplication, which means I can distribute 5 times 3, right? Then 5 times 5x. And that will give me 15 plus 25x. So it goes back to the original expression, which means my answer is correct. Another example, so factor x squared y plus y squared x cubed. So what is the greatest common factor of these two terms? Of course, these terms both can be divided by x squared y, right? So for the first term, x squared y divided by x squared y, obviously that is 1. For the second term, so y squared x cubed divided by x squared y. Okay, so we have, for the x, we have 3. Okay, 3 minus 2, right? By the law of exponent. For the y, we have 2 minus 1. And this will give us simply x times y. And of course, your greatest common factor now is x squared y. Okay, for the first term, this one, x squared y times 1. So will give us x squared y. This one, x squared y times xy will give us y squared x cubed. And that is your factor. So this is the answer. So I can check if this answer is correct. So by reversing the process, okay, so we have x squared y. I can distribute distributed law of multiplication. So x squared y times xy, right? Then x squared y times 1. So obviously that is x squared y. Okay, so we have now a law of exponent 2 and 1. So when multiplying, we add. So that will give me, of course, x cubed, the same with y. So this is y squared plus, of course, x squared y. Okay, so it goes back to the original expression, which means this is correct. Okay, so this is how you check if your answer is correct. Okay, next is factoring by grouping. So this is commonly used if you have 4 terms. So for example, we are asked to factor this x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x plus 12. So we have 4 terms, first, second, third, and fourth. What we do is we group them by 2. So that's first group, this is the second group. Okay, and next we'll find the greatest common factor, 1 for each group. So let's say first the x cubed plus 3x squared. So what can divide these both terms? X cubed plus 3x squared can be divided by x squared, right? Okay, so x cubed divided by x squared, that is, so we subtract the exponent, 3 minus 2, that is x. Okay, next, of course, x squared divided by x squared, that is 1, but we have coefficient, so it will give us plus 3. For the second group, we have 4x plus 12. So what can divide 4x plus 12? Or 4x and 12? Obviously, that is 4, right? So 4x divided by 4, we'll cancel out that 4. So that is equals to x. Of course, 12 divided by 4 is 3. And this is your factor now for the first group. So we have x squared times x plus 3. For the second group, we have, of course, 4 times x plus 3. And if you notice, we have common factor now, which is x plus 3, right? So we can factor out this further. So we have x plus 3, the common, times x squared plus 4. Okay, so this one, x squared plus 4. And this is the answer for this exercise. And you can check this out by distributing this x times x squared plus x times x4 plus 3 times x squared plus 3 times 4. So for the last term, 3 times 4, that is obviously 12. So it will go back to the original expression. Okay, so that's how you check if your answer is correct. Okay, another exercise, we are asked to factor this out. We have 2x cubed minus 10x squared plus 7x minus 35. So we have 4 terms. Okay, so first, second, third, and fourth. So we group them by 2, right? Okay. So this is your groupings. Next, we'll find the greatest common factor of this first group. So what can divide 2x cubed minus 10x squared? Okay, that is 2x squared. So 2x cubed divided by 2x squared, that is simply 1x or just x. So this one, negative 10x squared divided by 2x squared, that is 5. Okay, next is the second group. So 7x minus 35. So what can divide 7x minus 35? Okay, that is 7. So 7x divided by 7 is, of course, x. And negative 35 divided by 7 is negative 5. Okay, so this is the factor for the first group. So we have 2x squared times x minus 5. For the second group, we have 7 times x minus 5. Okay, and we have now common, which is x minus 5. So we can factor this out further. So bring out x minus 5 times, of course, 2x squared plus 7. Okay, and this is the answer. So again, you can check this out. So by multiplying or distributing this x times 2x squared, x times 7. So negative 5 times 2x squared, negative 5 times 7. So obviously this one, negative 5 times 7, that is negative 35. So it will go back to the original expression. So this is how you check if the factor is correct. Okay, so let's proceed now to factoring quadratics. When we say quadratic expression, that is second degree polynomial expression. So again, when we say degree, that is the highest exponent. In this case, okay, 2. Okay, second. So the highest exponent is 2. So example of quadratic expression is this one. So we have x squared minus 6, 8 plus 8. And the factor of quadratic expression has this format. Okay, we have x plus minus some number here times x plus minus some number. So we have 2 numbers, and we need to figure out the 2 numbers by analyzing the coefficient of this x without this x squared, so negative 6, and the constant, which is 8. Okay, so these 2 numbers, the 8 and negative 6. We will think of 2 numbers that when we multiply will give us 8, but when we add will give us negative 6. So if you're very good at it, you can mentally visualize that factor. But if you're having hard time, you can just list all the factors of 8 first. So factors of 8, we can start with 1 times 8. So 1 times 8 is 8. But the problem, if we add 1 plus 8, that is 9. So we are looking for negative 6. Okay? So which means this is not the 2 numbers, the 1 and 8. So another factor of 8 is 2 times 4, right? 2 times 4 is 8. 2 plus 4 is positive 6. Okay, we are looking for negative 6. So which means 2 and 4 is not the 2 numbers. We can try negative 2 and negative 4. So negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. That is correct. Then when we add negative 2 plus negative 4 is negative 6. So this is the 2 numbers. So negative 2 and negative 4. And that is the factor now. We have x minus 2 times x minus 4. And we can check if this is correct by reversing the process. So we have this factor x minus 2 times x minus 4. Okay, so let's distribute this x. So x times x, right? Next, x times negative 4. So we have negative 2 times x and negative 2 times negative 4. Okay, so x times x. For the first term, we have x squared. So this one is negative 4x. So this one is negative 2x. So this one, negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. Okay, negative 4x minus 2x is, of course, negative 6x. So it goes back to the original equation, which means our factor is correct. So this is how you check if your answer is correct. Okay, so another exercise. We have 10x squared plus 11x minus 6. Take note, we have now an coefficient in the x squared. Before, we don't have that coefficient. So the coefficient is 1. This next example, we have now 10. So what we do is, we multiply this 10 and negative 6. So that will give us negative 60. Okay, so the same concept, we will think of the number that when we multiply, will give us negative 60, but when we add, will give us positive 11. So again, you can list all the factors of negative 60. So let's start with negative 1 times 60. Obviously, if we add this one, it will give us positive 59, not 11. So take note, we're looking if we add, will give us positive 11. So another one, factor of 60 is negative 2 times 30, right? But when we add, that will give us positive 28. So this is not the two numbers. Okay, so let's move negative 3 times 20. So negative 60 when we multiply, but obviously that is not positive 11. This is positive 17, right? So another one is negative 4 times 15 is negative 60. Negative 4 plus 15 is positive 11. So this is the two numbers. So 15 and negative 4. So the next step is to represent this 10x squared in terms of 15 and negative 4. Okay, so negative 4x plus 15x, that is 11x, right? So we kind of splitting this quadratic expression into 4 terms so that we can apply, okay, factoring by grouping. So we group these 2 terms, so another 2 terms. So we have 2 groups. So if you remember the process of factoring by grouping, okay, so first, we'll factor this first group, 10x squared minus 4x. So what is the greatest common factor that can divide 10x squared and minus 4x? That is 2x. Okay, so 10x squared divided by 2x is, okay, 5x. So negative 4x divided by 2x is, okay, negative 2. Okay, next, let's factor this second term or second group. So we have 15x minus 6, so can be divided by 3, right? So 15x divided by 3 is, okay, 5x. Negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. So this is the factor for the first group. Okay, we have 2x times 5x minus 2. For the second group, we have 3 times 5x minus 2. And we have common 5x minus 2, so we can factor this out further. So we have 5x minus 2 times, of course, 2x plus 3. Okay, and this is your answer. And again, you can check if this is correct by distributing this 5x times 2x, 5x times 3, right? So negative 2 times 2x, negative 2 times 3. So it will go back to the original equation. So obviously, if you check the last number, negative 2 times 3, that is negative 6. Okay? Okay, but there are quadratic expressions that based on the structure, you can just memorize the formula for its factor. So for example, we have this one, difference of squares. So if you see this format, a squared minus b squared, the factor is a plus b times a minus b. Okay, so for example, we have x squared minus 16. So x squared, we have squared. So, but where's the squared in this? So there's no squared, right? But we can rewrite this one as 16 can be written as 4 squared. So we have now the structure of difference of squares. Okay, so your A is x, your B is 4. So the factor of this x squared minus 4 squared is x plus 4 times x minus 4. Okay, so this is the answer. Again, you can check if this is correct by distributing this one, x times x squared, x times negative 4x. So 4 times x and 4 times negative 4. So obviously, this last term, 4 times negative 4 is, okay, negative 16. So another example, we have 9p squared minus 1. Okay, so 9p squared can be written as, okay, 3p, right? So 3p squared is 9p squared. 1 is, okay, 1 squared. So 1 squared is also 1. Okay, so what is the factor of this quadratic expression? So your A now is your 3p, your B is 1, right? So the factor is 3p plus 1 times 3p minus 1. Okay, so this is your answer. Again, you can check by distributing this 3p times 3p, 3p times negative 1, 1 times 3p, and 1 times negative 1. So obviously, this one, the last number, so it will give you negative 1. But take note, this is difference of squares. So be very careful. The sum of squares does not factor. Okay, only the difference of squares. So for example, if we have x squared plus 2 squared, that is not equal to x plus 2 times x minus 2. Okay, so take note of this. However, we have difference or sum of cubes, although this is not quadratic expression anymore, this is cube. But one of the factor is in the form of quadratic expression. Okay, so if we have difference of cubes, so this is the formula. So for example, we have y cubed minus 27. Okay, so what is the to the 7 in terms of cube? So we can represent to the 7 as 3 cubed. Okay, so this is now your A, this is your B, right? So your A is y, your B is 3. So this is equal to y minus 3, okay, this one, times y squared, okay, this is your A, plus A times B, which means y times 3, or you can have 3 times y or just 3y. The last one is b squared. Okay, b is 3, so plus 3 squared. Okay, so let's arrange this a little bit more. We have y minus 3 times y squared plus 3y plus 9. So 3 squared is 9. And this is your answer. So that is for the difference of cubes. And we also have the sum of cubes. Okay, so as you can see, the sign we have here positive. For the difference, we have negative. So this one we have negative, this one is positive. So we kind of interchange the sign. Okay, so example, we have y cubed plus 27 instead of minus. So we can represent again the 27 as 3 cubed. So this is equivalent to y plus 3, okay, based on this given formula, times y squared, of course, your A, minus the same y times 3 plus 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, so we have now y plus 3 if we simplify further, times y squared minus 3y plus 9. So this is the answer. Okay, so another exercise, which of the following does not factor? So for letter A, we can just mentally determine the factor. X squared plus x can be factored out as x times x plus 1. Okay, so x times x squared, x times 1 is x. Okay. Letter B, x squared minus 25, this is difference of squares. So 25 can be expressed as 5 squared. So the factor for this one is x plus 5 times x minus 5. Right? Letter C, this is the sum of squares. If you remember, sum of squares does not factor. So there's no factor for sum of squares. This is x squared plus 2 squared, right? And this is the answer. So this one does not factor. Letter D, okay, we have 4 terms. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, this is factoring by grouping. So we group these 2 terms first. Group 1, this is group 2, right? Next is we determine the greatest common factors. For the first group, x cubed plus 2x squared can be divided by x squared. So x cubed divided by x squared is x. We subtract the exponent. So this one, 2x squared divided by x squared is 2. For the second group, 3x plus 6. So obviously, it can be divided by 3. Okay, so 3x divided by 3 is x. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. So this is the factor for the first group. Okay, x squared times x plus 2. For the second group, we have 3 times x plus 2. And we have common x plus 2. So we can factor out this further. So we have x plus 2 times x squared plus 3. And this is your answer for letter D, if you are asked to factor this out. Okay, letter E. So we have 5x squared. The highest exponent is 2. This is quadratic expression. So what we do here is, simply we can apply the factoring by grouping, but we need to work out first this one. Okay, so if you remember, we multiply that coefficient 5 times 8, that is 40. And we try to find the two numbers that when we add, it will give us negative 14. So again, you can list all the factors of 40, but I will give you now the two numbers, that is negative 10 and negative 4. So negative 10 times negative 4 is, so when you multiply, that is positive 40. So when we add negative 10 and negative 4 will give us negative 14. And this is the two numbers equivalent to negative 14. So we kind of split that negative 14 into negative 10 and negative 4. Then we group these two terms, this first group, this second group. Okay? Then we get the greatest common factor of these two groups. So first, for the 5x squared minus 10x, so it can be divided by, okay, of course, 5x. So this is 5x squared divided by 5x is x. So 10x divided by 5x is negative 2, or negative 10x divided by 5x is negative 2. So that's for the first group. How about second group? Obviously, it can be divided by 4. So 4x divided by 4 is x, and negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. So we have now the factor for the first group. Okay, that is 5x times x minus 2. For the second group, we have 4 times x minus 2. And we have common x minus 2. So we can factor this out further. We have x minus 2 times 5x plus 4. And this is the answer for letter E if we are asked to factor out this 5x squared minus 14x plus 8. Okay, so let's proceed to another technique in factoring. This ideally if your degree is higher than 2. Let's say raised to 3, raised to 4. So we will use the concept of synthetic division. So synthetic division is a shorthand method of dividing polynomials for the special case of dividing by a linear factor. So we are determining the factor. Okay, so whose coefficient is 1. So example, we have here x cubed plus 4x squared minus 11x minus 30. So the process of synthetic division is we are interested first in the coefficient of the variables. Okay, so for x cubed, coefficient is 1. Okay, for 4x squared, coefficient is 4. For x, negative 11, and the constant, negative 30. So by the way, you must arrange the expression in descending order of exponent. So 3, 2, 1, and the constant. Okay, so that's how you arrange the coefficient in descending order of degree of the variables. So this is kind of trial and error. So after you list all the coefficient of the variables, you need to test some numbers. Let's say 1. So this one, you're assuming that one of the value of x is 1. The degree is 3, which means we also have 3 value of x. Okay, so we are assuming that one of the value of x is 1. So we'll process this synthetic division. The process is goes like this. You bring down the first coefficient to 1, then you multiply to that assumed value. 1 times 1 is 1, then you add that to the second coefficient. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So every answer you multiply to the assumed value. So 5 times 1 is 5. Then you add to the next coefficient. Okay, so the pattern is multiply then add. Okay, multiply then add, multiply then add. So negative 11 plus 5 is what? negative 6. Okay, so again, multiply. Okay, negative 6 times 1 is negative 6. So add negative 30 plus negative 6 is negative 36. If the last number is not 0, that means that your assumed value is not one of the value of x. Okay, so this is not one of the factor of this expression. So the last value, this one must be 0. Okay, next we try out again another value. Let's say 2. Okay, so again the process is you bring down the first coefficient, multiply this, 1 times 2. Okay, then we add 4 plus 2 is 6, multiply again. Okay, so multiply and add. 6 times 2 is 12, right? Negative 11 plus 12 is positive 1. Okay, multiply. So that is 2. Add, we have negative 28. So it is not 0, which means, okay, x is not equal to 2. So it must be 0. Okay, so you kind of try and error. So let's try another number. For example, let's try negative 2. Okay, so the process is, okay, bring down the 1, first coefficient, multiply, right? Okay, 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. So add 4 plus negative 2, that is positive 2. Multiply. Okay, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Okay, we add negative 11 plus negative 4 is negative 15. Negative 15 times negative 2 is positive 30. Negative 30 plus 30 is 0. Okay, so this is correct. So it must be 0. So if that is 0, which means one of the value of x is negative 2. Okay, so I hope you get the idea of this synthetic division. Later, if we are asked to determine the solution for this expression, we can equate this equation into 0. So if we apply that concept, this negative 2 I can transfer to the left side. So negative will become positive, and that will be equal to 0. And this x plus 2 is one of the linear factor. Okay, so hold that thought for a moment. Just remember, this is one of the linear factor. Let's analyze what the result of synthetic division mean. This 1, 2, and negative 15. Take note, we start with x cubed. We divide it by some value x. So when we divide same base, we subtract the exponent. So which means this coefficient 1, 2, and negative 15 is the coefficient of x squared. So since we start with x cubed, we divide by x, we have x squared. The second one is 2x, okay, descending order of exponent. And the last one is just the constant, which is negative 15. So what does it mean? You can multiply x plus 2, which is one of the linear factor, to this quotient or the result of synthetic division, which is x squared plus 2x minus 15. If you distribute this x and 2, okay, over this expression, then you will get the same expression as the original. Obviously, this one, 2 times negative 15 is negative 30, right? So what we have now here is a quadratic equation. So we know how to factor this out, right? So we have 2 and negative 15. So you think of a number that when we multiply, it will have negative 15. When we add, will give us 2, positive 2. So the factors of 15, obviously that is 3 and 5. So the factor of this x squared plus 2x minus 15 is x plus 5 times x minus 3. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. 5 plus negative 3 is positive 2. Okay, so actually we are done. This is our 3 linear factor. Okay, so x plus 2, x plus 5, and x minus 3. But let's not use the concept of factoring quadratics, but rather the synthetic division. So let's factor this out further using synthetic division, the x squared plus 2x minus 15. So we'll get the same result, x plus 5 times x minus 3. Okay, so let's factor x squared plus 2x minus 15 using synthetic division. So the same concept, we copy the first coefficient 1, 2, and negative 15. Okay, so let's subtract the error. Let's say 3. Okay, so you know the process. Bring down the 1, multiply. Okay, 1 times 3 is 3. So add, we have 5. Okay, multiply. So we have 15, of course, 0, which means 3 is 1 of the value of x. So transfer this 3 to the left side. Okay, it will become negative. So x minus 3 equals 0. So we have two factors now, x plus 2 from the previous synthetic division. And now we have x minus 3. So what is the last one? Okay, so this is the result of synthetic division. We have 1 and 5. Take note, we start with x squared. We divide by x, which means your first coefficient is 1x plus 5. Right? And that is the third factor. So this is the answer. Okay, to check this one, if this is correct, so you can distribute, okay, 1 times, or x times x times negative 3, 2 times x, 2 times negative 3. So the product, again, you distribute to the last, x plus 5. And you will go back to the original equation. Okay, so that's how you check if your factor is correct. Okay, and this is the end of this lecture. And I hope you learn a lot, okay, from this factoring. And hope to see you again in the next one.